Will James Harden be remembered as a winner?
I think James is a winner. Because now we have to understand the criteria of champion versus winner.
Yep.
And I think that goes back to our conversation me and Gil was having season 1 about Reggie Miller. He's like, you think Reggie Miller's a winner? Am I a winner? You have a winner mindset, so on and so forth. So when you look at the context of that conversation, we was only singling that out as winner being champion or championships. But I think now the concept now with all the accolades you just ran down, all the things he does well, you can't say he is a winner because he's won, right? He's just not a champion.
Yeah.
Right? And I think that's the difference with a lot of people. It's like you can win, you just never won the championship. So you're not a champion. You can never say you're a champion.
Yeah.
Big Shot Bob can say he's a champion. Ginobili, all those guys can say they're champions. But the guys who never won championships, like Melo, like AI, they're winners because they won. Especially if you look at the metrics of all those consecutive 15 straight seasons with a winning season.
Never missed the playoff.
Yeah, never missed a play. No, you can't say he's not a winner because he's winning. He's just never won a championship.
But like you guys have said, there's champions out there who are losers.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely.
You know,
but there's 15 players on the team. Right. There's 15 players on the team. Everyone's not happy that they're not playing, and their attitude towards that season. Some are losing spirits, right? But the winners and the players that's playing majority of the team is the winners, right? So I look at it like this. No matter what your record is, because if you're on a bottom-feeding team and they never give you anything, right, your legacy is built off of that, right? What did you do? What was your preparation? What was your mindset? Did you have a winning mindset, a losing mindset? Did you get better individually to help winning, right? That's all we can go by, right? What I know now, how owners and money being made, because if we use a record to define winning, that means everyone who has ever drafted by the Clippers with Donald Sterling will be considered a loser, right? Not because of them, right? Because of his method. He wanted money, bring you in 3 years, get rid of you. Like, there was no formula of winning. So all those guys who was dedicating themselves and their body to the game wasn't getting rewarded. So that whole franchise is a losing franchise. Yeah. And all the players on there are considered losers. That shouldn't be fair, right? Did you get better? You came in this league, you couldn't shoot. By the time you end up finishing this league, you became one of the best three-point shooters. That is a winner. So to me, yes, James is a winner. Like, he's gotten better every year. He took his teams. Some teams that didn't look good. He failed to some better teams. I can't say because he wanted to be out of situations he's a loser. Then everyone else is a loser too who wanted out of situations. That's.
Well, if you take less bread, I think this is what we talk about all the time. Well, that guy should take less money to make the team better. He did that. Obviously, the Sixers didn't win a chip. And then he gets did dirty. Why would I want to be here? If y'all playing with my bread, I think all of us can understand that, even people at home. You had a job, you make concessions to help make the job better with the expectation you're going to get a raise or a promotion, whatever. They tell you no.
Well, we can't look to the outside parameters of what winning and losing actually is, right? So that's the business side of the game. But when you talk about at the end of the game, when the shot clock goes 0 and time scores what it is, who won, who lost, that's how I judge winning and losing. So you're going to win some, you're going to lose some. Did you win the championship? You didn't win the championship, then you just tally up how many wins you got compared to how many losses. Like, we could talk about the losing mentality, which is your approach to the game and how that approach can then dictate how you win or lose. But I think that's a whole different conversation in comparison to just the outcome. The outcome is what it is based on what your team did to prepare for the game and how you guys executed, so on and so forth. But, when it came to James, he won some, he lost some. He just never came up with the championship, just like the other greats, T-Mac, AI, Melo, all those guys who came up short. But you can't judge them based on the losses alone, you know what I'm saying? Because then there's the wins too. So,
and like Gil, you always talk about just from an organizational standpoint, sometimes organizations don't put their players in position to be winners. So we can't just look at the win-loss rate.
Because it's a business, right? You know, some of these guys are fortunate to have owners that actually love basketball, right? Dirk getting Mark Cuban, he was a fanatic, right? They when you really understand someone like Cuban, he buys a team, he wants to be one of the players. He's sitting on the sideline there, not in a suite, he's sitting there. The other owners got mad at that, and they had to fine him every time he did that, $100,000, get your ass back to the booth where the owners sit, right? So think about his mindset. That means he's looking out for these guys. So eventually he was going to win and put a winning formula together. Right, same thing with Mickey. Same thing with the same thing with the guys in Golden State. Right. If you think about the newest owners in the NBA now, they are successful because the new owners in the NBA, this is what they want to do. Right. You look at Bomber Spirit. Right. He looks like he wants to win. Right. So it's if we all got to pick for our legacy, if we say, all right, fellas. You pick the team you want for your legacy to be here. Man, 90% of these teams wouldn't even have no players, man. 90% of these teams wouldn't even have players if our legacy is built off of it. We're going to sit around the dudes that want to win. Like, oh, you trying to win a championship? Oh, cool. We'll stay here.
Thanks.
Yeah. The fact that James has to say that, right? Mm-hmm. That I want to be remembered as a winner is like,
yeah, mm-hmm. Yeah,
right? Because that's the narrative out there, right? That you feel you need to answer that.
He's doubting in his own mind that he don't have that.
Yeah, because he heard the rumblings, he know what it is. The fact that you haven't won the championship is, it's people put a lot of emphasis on that, but with all the accolades and everything that you just read off, successful, absolutely winning. I laughed because it's like for him to feel that he needs to do that, right? I don't know what the question was, like probably legacy, like what you want your legacy to be, right?
Basically, how do you want to be remembered?
Yeah, it just can't be somebody like I really love the game. I gave it my all every time out. Like that. Instead, like I want to be remembered as a winner. Like
I think it's said because everyone overlooks this, right? Like when you say it out loud, you're like, oh damn,
impressive.
Oh, shit, you know what I mean? Like, oh yeah. Motherfucker was winning, right?
First ballot Hall of Famer.
You know, because the narrative is he has a losing spirit. He loses.
Yeah.
Right? You know, we're not. We're not.
The line.
Yep. Game 7. This is all we know.
Yeah.
2 Game 7 seasons, right? Like that. They made it think like it's set 15 years of this.
Yeah.
Right? Not realize it's a whole body of work, and you have to judge the whole body of work, not just the moments that we remember in time.
But because it's only as of late what people remember. It's the last 3 stops, right? It's the last 3 stops that's fresh in people's mind, and they forget things that people forget things they want to forget, right? And remember what they want to remember.
Yeah. But in theory, what he's done is he shined a light on something that didn't need to be shined upon, which is
even bringing it up,
overemphasizing the fact that you are already a winner by your body of work, right? So now what you're going to have everyone look at now is like with James, which you never won, right? No. That's the number one. Because in theory, you're a winner.
Yeah, but
then now we're thinking like, what is James talking about? I want to be remembered as a winner, but you never won. But they're talking about championships.
That's what I said. But it makes it, what happens is when he says he wants to be remembered as a winner, it's exactly what he did. They start going to try to debunk that, and then they realize his resume is going to speak for itself.
Of course.
They just didn't look at the resume. That's the problem.
But
I didn't look at your resume. I looked at clips and TV.
Or a couple of games and use that.
as a
Nah, but what they're looking at, this is what I'm saying. Think about that. Everything you're saying is right. In theory, when you go and you research and you look, like James is a winner. But your comment of I just want to be remembered as a winner that never won the chip. So think of your common fan. Your common fan ain't thinking I'm going to go research to see how much he won.
Yeah.
Like, well, James, you didn't play good in every game 7, and you didn't take
Not
the team
every,
over
see,
the top.
that's two.
So whatever the case is, like you just never did. You never took it over the top. Where we've seen you holding the trophy up, where we can say James Harden won.
Yeah, they probably don't even think that. They probably just like, how can you be a winner when you force your way out of the last?
Yeah, and that's how you forced your way out of these situations. You're not a winner. Because that's all they remember.
That's all they fucking remember.
Because most winners stay and stick it out. They try to figure it out.
Listen, when they want to make you a loser, they know how.
Yeah. They say they're gonna remember and forget what they want to, man. People are, they got selective memory, man.
Yep.
They got selective memory.
Yeah, it's bad in theory just to see him say that and feel like he has to say that. It's just.
What stands out to you the most about Harden's career, and can you make the argument that he's a top 5 shooting guard all time?
What stands out for me is no different than someone like Steph. He perfected something, right? And you know when you're talking about like greatness, when we talk about Steph and Steph skill in shooting and the dedication he took in shooting and conditioning and all of that is what makes the shot and his shooting so epic. Same thing with James, right? You can call it a travel, whatever you want to call. It was a perfection of a move that couldn't be stopped. It couldn't be stopped to the point where you had to try to go to rule book to try to figure out and have rules stop it. Right? It's a travel. They got to look at these plays and really count, and nobody realized because of the move, what he was doing, they created words, 0 step, gather step. That was him. That was his invention. So when you're talking about someone who tapped into rule books, wording, he became a perfectionist in what he was doing. Right? A lot of people can't say that finished his game. Jordan's fadeaway was a perfection in his game. Right? A Jumpman logo, but his signature move is a fadeaway, is the Houdini that nobody even thinks about. The logo is him, but his signature was a fadeaway.
Which in theory is a bad shot. I'm just saying. Fading away from the basket, moving target, he perfected it. Made it a great shot.
He perfected it.
Is he top 5?
Top 5 shooting guard? Jordan, Kobe, AI. Yep.
You put him in your top 5?
Yep.